Fishing the Wild West TV with Wes David is brought to you by Tracker Boats, Fish the Finest, Adventure Destinations. Book your trip of a lifetime with Adventure Destinations and Thompson's Resort, along with Cam Clark Ford, the official vehicle of Fishing the Wild West TV.
Living a dream, fishing the streams, fishing the wild west.
On this week's episode of Fishing the Wild West TV, we're back at Upper Foster, one of Adventure Destinations' self-guided flyouts. We were here about 3 years ago in the spring of the year when the lake trout were really shallow. Now it's the fall of the year and the lake trout, we think, will be staging for their spawn. It's pre-spawn, they're coming out of the deep water. Where they're going to, we're not exactly sure yet. Again, in September, northern pike, what we're thinking, should be feeding really aggressive to bulk up for the upcoming harsher conditions. Stay tuned as we tackle Upper Foster, self-guided with Adventure Destinations. We're here. First morning at Upper Foster, one of Adventure Destinations' self-guided flyouts. We made about a 20-minute run from camp, looking for some deep water, and we found 53 feet of water. So I'm three-way rigging. We're hoping to pick up some nice lake trout. We got one on. It's a good start to the morning, and he is a nice lake trout. Yeah. Again, three-way rigging. We've only gone about, I don't know, we're about 30 minutes from camp and just getting started. I'll get him out of the net and we'll show him to you. He's hooked just perfect for me to get him clear. Again, 5 of diamonds, Northern King. 45 feet of water. 45 feet of water. Self-guided Upper Foster Adventure Destinations. There he goes. Get back at it and do that again. Clean my glasses off. We'll make another pass through here. There's an island here. Dips down into a deep trough. Up there is a channel. We haven't even got that far yet. So we're gonna keep exploring. Again, I always check my reel counter because I let some line out there. So the last one I had 126 feet of line out. This time I had 145 feet of line out. And as soon as I let it out, it was almost instant. Picked one up. These fish should be getting ready to spawn. Like I say, it's September 1st today. Lake trout spawn in September. So they'll be getting ready to spawn here pretty quick. Head shakes. Get her. There. Fantastic. I'm just gonna let that little line up. Get my weight in the boat. Now, get the hook out of him, show him to you, and get back in there for some more. Just gonna get a little closer to him. I don't want you to tangle. He's tangled himself in the net, in the hook. We got quite a thing going on here. Get him out and safe. I can take it out of the net later. So, smaller than the rest, but that'd be a good one to take home or have a shore lunch at the cabin. But it's too early in the morning. We're gonna go for some more. Get the hook out of the net, get her back down there.
This segment is brought to you by Big Sky Flies and Jigs, tackle you can trust. And Power Pole, total boat control. Closed captioning is brought to you by Buzz Bomb Tackle, iconic sonic fishing lures, made in North America for over 50 years.
55 feet of water. And due to line deflection and the speed of the boat, I had 156 feet of line out. And we're just staying in this 46 to 56 foot depth. And they kind of seem to be all over the water column, but looking for bait balls. It's the reel counter is really helping me out, working with the fish finder, the reel counter. And that's something when you come out here, bring a reel counter, rod and reel. I'm using the Streamside Predator, and it just it helps you work with your graph, your fish finder, and it helps you target those fish at certain depths. And you're gonna have to work with it with the speed of the boat. Maybe there's wind conditions, the depth of the water. It's just something you'll have to fine tune, but you'll fine tune it a lot quicker when you have the fish finder working with the reel counter. This is a really big lake trout. Whoa. A little bit of a rodeo. We'll keep him in the water. He spit the hook as soon as I got him in, so that's good. I'm gonna deal with my rod here. I don't need that going over the side. I've done that before. Okay, I can get this out. We're gonna probably take a picture of this fish too. 56 feet of water, line counter reel, and just fine tuning it, working the two together. Get her down, she's gonna go pretty quick. Doesn't even know she's released. They're an incredible fish species. Really strong, big heads, and lots of power. There she goes. That's, again, just last week, I was fishing for northern pike with the Northern Kings from Len Thompson Lures. I've got Thunder Mist tackle on here, terminal tackle. We're gonna talk about that in the gear talk. Their weight systems, their clevises, and their three-way rigs. In my personal opinion, there's not a lot of, they're kind of overlooked. That small gear you don't think of makes a big difference when you're landing fish.
This Gear Talk is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
We use Thunder Mist terminal tackle. Now, terminal tackle may be small, often forgot about, but it is key in landing fish. Thunder Mist puts out an incredible dual lock snap, variety of sizes and weights. They also put out the cattail sinker, which we use this week here fishing for lake trout, three-way rigging for lake trout. Now, you may think a weight is a weight, and you're 100% right. Its job is to get your lure down. However, with the cattail sinker from Thunder Mist, it comes in a variety of different sizes and weights, but it's just like bottom bouncing for walleye. It's got that wire, it hits in the bottom. I have used this all year and I haven't had any hang-ups. One of the greatest things, attention to detail, is with that wire hitting the bottom, I can now pinpoint and feel those transitions, whether it be from rock to sand, rock to mud, sand to mud, whatever the case may be. This is a great tattletale to help me find out what's happening at the bottom, which is often very key to landing more fish. Now, the key thing in this whole three-way rig system, bar none, is the T-turn. Thunder Mist also makes this T-turn, and their claim when I first started working with them was that it would never tangle or twist. and I did everything in my power throughout this entire year and here this week at Upper Foster to tangle it. Not a single tangle. When you're three-way rigging and you don't have tangles, you eliminate line fraying and breaking. You eliminate frustration. There's nothing more frustrating when you're three-way rigging for either 1 minute or a half an hour and you come up and it's all tangled. This assured, the T-turn from Thunder Mist assured we were not tangled. Whether you're doing a self-guided fly-out, an all-inclusive fly-out, or you're fishing your local lake, do not overlook the importance of your terminal tackle. Fish in the Wild West TV has learned to trust Thunder Mist with all our terminal tackle.
This segment has been brought to you by Hooked Magazine, hooked on fishing in the great outdoors, and Big Chief Meat Snacks, big taste, big adventure. This segment is brought to you by Streamside Rods and Reels, we keep you fishing, and Gill Fishing, anywhere, all conditions.
Sandhill crane heading south right above us. We're out here, you won't believe what we're doing. It's almost like we're three-way rigging for big northern pike in 20 to 30 feet of water. They're deep, they're holding deep down in the rocks. It's really hard to work, and we've been casting for them. It just seems like they want it trolling. That's where we're picking up our biggest fish. Get this ready. Big northern pike, deep water. So this is a decent northern pike. Way down deep, 20 to 25 feet of water, way down there deep. And I don't know what's holding them there, but that's where they are.
Wild Cookhouse is brought to you by Wild West Seasonings, home of award-winning seasonings, marinades, brines, and batters.
This is a northern pike chowder. It's another dish you can utilize when you're out here at Upper Foster or any ADI's flying camps. Chuck, take us through the steps that we did to make this simple, healthy, fresh dish.
Yeah, it's like you said, Wes, it's very simple. We just started with sauteing onions and garlic and a little bit of bacon grease, just for flavor. I like to put bacon in my chowders.
Yep.
And then once we got past that, we added our broth. And once it came up to a simmer, you add your potatoes, and it's as simple as that. Now we're at the point now where our potatoes are fork tender, so we're going to be adding our pike very soon, which you just filleted and cubed up for us not even an hour ago.
So normally on these trips, we really appreciate and enjoy the shore lunch. This is a self-guided trip at Upper Foster with ADI, and the wind has come up, so we didn't want to run the risk of having a fire and doing a cook, and we wanted to take advantage of the camp. So northern pike chowder it is.
Yeah, and we just added this pike. It's going to take 3 to 5 minutes, Wes, and then we'll be ready to serve it up to you. And we got some fresh croutons that we made earlier.
Yeah, you made yourself, not flown. Everything has been handmade.
Well, we have a limited pantry out here, so we've got to use what we can use.
So Chuck's just dishing this up, northern pike chowder, which about an hour ago was caught right behind us. You know, sometimes northern pike gets a real bad rap because they're Y bones. But caught out of northern Saskatchewan, where cold water bodies, filleted, deboned properly, it's hard to beat northern pike however you cook it. And a chowder is just another example how you can enjoy a healthy dish of northern pike. Could have a pike on here or a lake trout. We're coming out of some deep areas or some shallow areas into deep, looking for lake trout, but we've picked up pike doing this. So yeah, I got a great pike. A really good pike. Just coming out of the shallows, going into the deep looking for lake trout. Okay, he's in the net. My lake trout pike. Hook came out of him. It's got a dip. Okay, we got the hook out of him. That's a great pike. Looking for lake trout. Again, we're just coming out of the shallows, heading down into some deep rock areas, looking for lake trout, and picked up this great pike. We'll get him back in the water. We didn't measure him, weigh him or anything. There he goes. Now, you may know it's quite smoky, or notice it's quite smoky out. There's fires in the Yukon right now. We wish those in the north, our thoughts and prayers are with them. Whitehorse, Yellowknife been evacuated. There's fires in British Columbia and the fires in Hawaii. So everyone involved with that, you know, our thoughts and prayers. By the time this show airs, I can guarantee you the people of the north, people of Hawaii, they're resilient and they'll already begun the rebuild.
Fishing the Wild West TV will be right back. This segment is brought to you by Mustang Survival, Live Beyond Land, and Canalta Hotels, for wherever life takes you.
Now, we're fishing lake trout and they're in transition. It's September 2nd, I think, right now. And they're expected to spawn probably in about 2 weeks. So they're transitioning out of deep water. And they say lake trout will spawn as shallow as 2-3 feet. So we're finding them everywhere. But that three-way rig with that T-turn three-way on there has made a big difference. From Thunder Mist lures, there's nothing worse than three-way rigging, which is often referred to as a poor man's way of down rigging, than whether you're trolling for 2 minutes or a half an hour and you pull up and find that your line's tangled around your three-way. With the, I got it right here, the T-turn, they're guaranteed, this is from Thunder Mist, not to twist and tangle. So we'll get him situated. He's in the water. Hang on, sweetheart. The hook out of her. And get her out of the Eagle net. We'll show her to you. We'll get her released so she can go spawn. It's a beautiful lake trout. Nice, healthy, strong, and ready to spawn. There she goes, right back down to the bottom. We're gonna keep going. We drifted now out to 37 feet, so that's our first one we picked up this evening. We're gonna keep working this area and see what we find. Over 44 feet of water. So they're suspended at about, I'm just guessing, about 30 feet of water. Suspended to feed, maybe they're coming up, maybe the thermocline. We're here in late, well, it's actually September 1st today. Oh, it's a pike. It's a nice pike. Long, slender northern pike while we're lake trout fishing. When they hit hard, and they're scattered everywhere. We've caught them in 50 feet of water. And this one I just hooked up in about 27 feet of water. And that's that transition into the upcoming spawn. The wind's blowing a little bit. It's really blowing. This is going to be hard for me to net. You gotta swim right at me. Whoa! Just about had a wreck there. But we got her in the net. Give myself a little slack. Wade in. We'll get that northern king out of her, show her to you. Okay, perfect. Hang on, sweetheart. She's submerged in the water. Northern King lures from Len Thompson. Len Thompson lures. Producing some pre-spawn lake trout. She's scarred up. They must be getting ready. Or who knows, maybe a northern pike took a run at her. You can see what kind of teeth marks. We'll get her back in the water. Well, that's a wrap from Upper Foster Lake, one of Adventure Destination's remote fly-out, self-guided fly-outs. The best thing I can tell you if you book a trip up here at Upper Foster is keep your hook in the water because something's gonna bite. Eat or be eaten up here at Upper Foster Lake. If you like what you've seen on this week's episode of Fish and Wild West TV, follow us on social media or through the pages of Hook Magazine.